what's some advice you can give to like a person watching this show, you know, that's trying to start over or figure themselves out? Because I see another thing I noticed you doing for the people incarcerated. I like that you do that, and that's something that's big too. That you're able to help people who coming out of jail to be able to help and get their foot on the format to keep going.
Right. Yeah, man, you did your homework.
Yeah,
man.
I had to go through my homework, bro.
I think some of it is my personality, though, too. You know what I'm saying? Like, growing up, I was not a loud person. You know, I was actually a very quiet kid. Okay. You know what I'm saying? And I can remember when I made an attempt to go to college. I remember we was in there, and we had to give, like, a speech or something at the front of the class. And I remember it was my turn. I went up there, and when I came back to my seat, this girl who was sitting in front of me looked back and said, "You can talk?" Yeah, yeah. I didn't really talk much. And so then, of course, as I've gotten older, then I remember I used to always let people label the term shy on me because I didn't talk much. And I remember, and shout out to John Malott, he broke me out of that. And he was like, he wanted me to speak in front of a room one day. And I said, "Man, I can't do that. I'm shy." He said, "When did you catch that?" Like it's a disease or so. He was like, "No, Will, you're only shy because you keep letting other people tell you that, and you start to believe it." He was like, "No." He was like, "It's one thing to be quiet and move, you know, stealth and everything, but stop telling yourself you're shy." And so, but yeah, I think some of it is really just my personality. I'm not a very, you know, flashy person. I'm not one that craves attention. Okay. You know what I'm saying? And so I think the fact that I don't crave it allows me to be able to sleep at night. And I know what comes with that, man. Like, I don't want to, here's the thing, and then I'll answer the question about what someone would do. There's people who live their entire day trying to go viral. And I see this so much with entrepreneurs. And I can always tell when stuff isn't working for them because they start creating content that is so borderline ridiculous and distasteful. And for a lot of my sisters, look, let me tell y'all something. You don't got to shake your ass for us to want to do business with you. And I can tell when their business isn't thriving because that's what their content moves towards. Or if it's for my brothers, when the content isn't thriving, then they go out on a fuck everybody campaign. And like, it becomes this unnatural essence of who they want the world to portray them to be. And I often tell people one of the best things that I get to witness every day, Jock, is getting paid to be me. Like, I'm not doing anything outside of that doesn't make me me. Now, I'm not saying I ain't gonna do, I might do something crazy on the internet. People are like, "Oh, damn, Will, you know, you was lip syncing or something. Like you did a karaoke video." But like, I'm never gonna compromise the integrity of my character to where my son one day looks up at me like, "Dad, you lame as shit for that." Like, I can only imagine what some of these people, they kids think about them. Yeah. Because ask your kids, they will tell you the truth. You know, right. If I got on something crazy, my son would be like, "Dad, yo, where you going?" You ain't even, and so I never, so I think some of it is my personality. Okay. And to the second part of that question, like, some of the first things to really do is that we have to get out of this denial that we know everything. Even with all of the things I've accomplished, I'm still a student. Okay. And it takes me back to when I was in network marketing and we were out recruiting. And we used to have this line that we used to say when I would come up, and let's say I'm trying to recruit you. And you'd be like, "Well, what about this and that?" And I would say, "You know what, Jock? I don't know. But what I do know is I can get you on the phone with my mentor and he can explain everything about how it works." Now, the thing, and why I say that and why that's so important, there's so many people who want to know, who has to feel like they know everything or be the person that gives everybody everything, that they usually end up giving people a lot of bad information. So I know a lot about a few things, but if a person came and asked me about something like about all of the intricacies of how to set up your trust, like that's not my area of expertise. I'm not an attorney, and I'm not about to spend my hours and days trying to go figure that. I'll go pay my attorney to do that. And so the first thing is that we have to understand we don't know everything, and it's okay. Secondly, you have to change the way you think, man. Man, look. If I could do a 24-hour shut-in seminar, it would solely be on how to think differently. Because that when people ask me what is the secret, that's the secret. And when you go and read the book The Secret, guess what it's about? The perception of how you think and how you view people, because that's what attracts people to you. And we have to understand that thinking is not an inverted thing, meaning like you don't sit here and try to think. Thinking is being able to take data and be like, okay, boom, this is what I go do. But then you got to have the mindset and the foresight to be forward thinking. See, a lot of us are still operating with information from the 70s. You need to upgrade your motherboard. You know what I'm saying? So changing the way you think.